Hi, I'm Angie Austin with Oil and Gas 360 at the 2016 EnerCom Oil and Gas Conference, and we are joined by Dr. Will Fleckenstein, and he is a professor with the Colorado School of Mines, and we are going to be discussing the Colorado ballot initiatives 75 and 78, 75 involving local control and 78 involving a 2,500-foot setback. Hello again, Will.
How are you doing?
Nice to have you back again. All right, so thinking about the proposed amendment to the Colorado Constitution to raise the oil and gas drilling and activity setback from 500 feet to 2,500 feet, how will this affect the oil and gas industry here in Colorado?
Well, for the most part, it would pretty much gut new development in Colorado. It's very difficult to find areas that have oil and gas that you could find a 2,500-foot space to site wells and well equipment, et cetera, the tank batteries. And so I think it would have a tremendously detrimental effect. It'd be very difficult to drill.
All right, how would it affect the School of Mines?
Well, obviously one of our mandates is earth energy and the environment. And so energy, is based upon things like extractive energies, renewables, and so oil and gas is a big part of our function for the students. And you would really not have that ability to tell students raised in Colorado that you're going to be able to work in Colorado in the oil and gas industry.
That's for sure. All right, let's talk, Will, about how difficult would it be to overturn this if the initiative makes the ballot and is voted on and passed by Colorado voters?
Well, first of all, I think the premise is that the voters are going to support this, and I think since the last 2 years, since the last round of ballot initiatives, I think the state of Colorado's voters have started to really get a much more sophisticated understanding of how important oil and gas development is to the economy here in Colorado, and they've also had a chance to see the effects of oil and gas development, the studies that have been done to try and illustrate that there really has not been widespread detriment to the waters that people are drinking and the air you're breathing.
All right, let's talk about this scenario. What happens if an oil company already has a permit to drill, or if they've drilled but not yet completed wells within the no-drill area of the new setback amendment?
Probably, there's obviously going to be litigation on a position like that, because then it gets down to the specific language in the amendment versus the specific language in their permits. And so there's going to be a lot of uncertainty, which is going to make it very difficult for somebody to say, we should fight through with this because the wells after this are going to be impacted.
All right, you were talking about a water quality study. Can you talk about the water quality studies that you've been involved with that might make sense in terms of talking about 75 and 78?
Well, one of the big issues I think people had that drove these ballot issues is the thought that gas land and documentaries like that are given a true depiction that oil and gas is ruining our water. And so we've been involved in a study funded by the National Science Foundation with University of Colorado and CSU looking at the impacts of oil and gas production in the Wattenberg field right outside of Denver. And we've not been finding those impacts at all. For instance, the movie Gasland, you could see the flaming water coming out of faucets. One thing people found is that there's a lot of gas that exists naturally in the aquifers. A lot of the aquifers have coal in them. Coal bed methane is produced with that water. And so you've got this natural, what they call biogenic gas that exists there. Thermogenic gas is something that comes from oil and gas, and it's easy to tell the difference. And so you're looking to see where's this gas coming from, and you're finding very few incidences where it's coming from oil and gas. Now, there have been some migration, but nobody has found an undisputed case where they think they fractured into an aquifer. And that's an important thing, because a lot of people thought there was a lot of that.
All right, Dr. Fleckenstein, any final thoughts you'd like to add?
I think that oil and gas has been a very vibrant part of the Colorado economy. And when you're seeing an event like this at EnerCom, you're seeing just how many companies are investing in oil and gas, much of which is here in Colorado, and how important it is to the state.
Thank you very much, Dr. Will Fleckenstein with the Colorado School of Mines, and I'm Angie Austin with Oil and Gas 360.